For Philippa, there are many happy memories of her first months with baby Arabella during the summer of 2020. But for new parents like her, giving birth during the pandemic was a struggle.
You're terrified, you're excited, you're scared, anxious, and everything in between. And just to not have a support person there with you to hold your hand for hours, to tell you that everything's going to be okay, it just really shouldn't be allowed. It's inhumane.
Lockdown meant that birth partners had to leave the delivery room before and after birth, and visiting was banned. The experience left Philippa with post-traumatic stress disorder after her birth.
To not meet your baby who you've carried for 9 months for hours after they're born, all because you weren't allowed visitors because of the COVID restrictions. You don't really just get over that, You'll never forget that.
In 2020, 110,000 women gave birth in London, and about 3/4 of those are believed to have been unable to receive support from their partner in person.
Margot did it.
I did it, Mummy.
With Mummy.
Sophie's baby Margot was born at 38 weeks and immediately taken to intensive care because she needed to be resuscitated. Her husband Alistair couldn't be with his wife and child for 7 nights, barring a brief visit to the intensive care ward. It left her feeling lonely and isolated.
I would have forgotten what day it was were it not for the fact that I was counting down the time that I could come home. But yeah, it was very draining. And I think I got by just sort of managing my time in sort of chunks and trying to get through the hours. It definitely affected my mood. I feel like I'm quite a strong person, but at the time it definitely had an impact on me. And yeah, there were times when I felt very low.
NHS England told us guidance was clear throughout the pandemic that hospitals must make an exception to visiting restrictions for birthing partners during labour, while continuing to ensure the coronavirus safety of maternity services. But Philippa still thinks the rules were too harsh.
This cannot happen again because the mental health impacts are so profound and we're left living with this nightmare and it just can't be allowed to happen again. So I really think somebody needs to take responsibility.
The hospitals involved have apologised for the way these women were treated, but pointed out they were just sticking by the rules. What mums like these want MPs to know is that they got the balance badly wrong between keeping people safe from COVID and looking after the well-being of patients and their families. They want to know that newborns won't be needlessly separated from their families again. Jennifer McKiernan, BBC London.